So I'm here with Robert Noland of Noland Heating and Air. You're out of Arkansas, right?
Yep.
And you're an owner. You've been in the business about 10 years. You've been an owner for about 8,
Yeah.
right? And you've just recently started using measureQuick.
Yeah.
And this is after day 1 of our measureQuick training here at TruTech Tools. So tell me a little bit about how you ran your business before using measureQuick and what some of the challenges were.
Before measureQuick, we were still using, field piece type equipment, Bluetooth probes, but we would, through our CRM, we would gather, pictures of our gauges, pictures of vacuum tests and things like that, and gather that information together, which meant normally not all of it got gathered. We used measureQuick generally to handle trouble units. It's very good at helping you find where the problem is. And that was about the only time we broke it out, and just not a real effective means.
Gotcha. So you started using measureQuick a little bit more when? How long ago did you start using
Probably a year ago.
A year ago,
Yeah.
okay. And measureQuick, we've talked about a lot of things here in our training today, but one of the things that stood out to me was the need to sort of slow down how many calls you run in a day, because measureQuick is a process that takes time.
Yeah.
So you used to run how many calls before?
Yeah. Any tech would run about 8 or 9 calls a day, as many as that. In the peak
clear
season.
the board in peak season. But with measureQuick, because it's a process, you're running less calls now, but you still have to run a business. So how have you made that work?
Well, you find that to really take care of a customer and not just fix the one thing that's broken, right? If you just put a Band-Aid on it and fix the one thing that's broken, there's many things that are still wrong with the system when it comes to actual efficiency. How much bang are they getting for their buck that you just leave on the table? And so it's not just a matter of pricing; it's a matter of really taking care of the customer. And so if you're doing 8 or 9 calls a day, the only way to do that is to fix the one thing that's broken, not even look at everything else, right?
Yeah.
And so you're really not being fair to the customer. So when you slow down to 4, maybe even 3 calls a day, you have time to check every blower, every evaporator. You have time to clean. You have time to do all the work that really needs to be done.
Right. And not only are you not doing right to the customer by not being that thorough, but you're also exposing yourself to potential callbacks and even damage. You forget to check a drain line, and tomorrow that drain line is finally stopped up enough to flood a ceiling and 2 floors below, and you just put your hands on the unit.
Yeah.
It's really hard to get out of that liability. So measureQuick is a process that allows us to do a full system test. So have you seen an uptick in your profitability? Is the juice worth the squeeze to implement measureQuick?
Yeah, well, measureQuick is, I say it remains to be seen because we haven't begun implementing it on every call every time.
Yeah.
But the process of slowing down, right?
Yeah.
From 8, 9 calls a day to 4 calls a day, let's say. So that process of gathering the information and seeing all the parts that need to be seen, cleaning what needs to be cleaned, that process is profitable.
Yeah.
Wouldn't have thought that,
Right.
But once you start to develop that process and use it each time, you realize that there are things that the customer needs, and when you take care of those needs, the profit's there on each call.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it's more about quality instead of quantity of calls. What about the insights that you get, the information that measureQuick gives you as an owner or anybody in management to make sure that their people are doing what they're supposed to do?
Yeah.
Before you just took a picture, maybe your people took a picture of their gauges hooked up to a unit. Maybe it was the picture of the actual unit. Maybe it was a Google picture that they brought up. You didn't have any idea.
Right. So we have really good techs. We have really good installers, honest, moral people. They want to do right. And so to create a process where they can follow measureQuick and get everything that the company needs and take care of the customer and be more profitable. It really is. I don't mean it's the answer to every question, but for us right now, it really is.
Yeah.
If you take a technician or installer that wants to do the best job that they can, and then you put them in a process where it gives them all the tools that they need, and then you allow them the time to do it.
Yeah. And you're a small company, right?
Yeah, I mean, 9 people in the field beside myself, and then a few
Similar to
people in
what
the
I was.
office.
Well, I look forward maybe touching back with you in a few months, maybe a year, and just see how things have worked out with
Yeah.
you, lessons learned, that sort of thing. Thanks again for talking with
Thanks,
me.
Tim.
Any questions, put them in the comments below. How do we get a hold of you?
NolandHeatandAir.com. You can find us on Facebook, Noland Heat and Air.
Yeah, feel free to reach out and see what his experience has been. Thanks for watching.